department, and brave soul that she is. So I love her. All right. Okay. So communication and media studies. Let's roll. First thing we need to do is do some special shout outs. First of all, we want to thank our new ADT. It was one of the first ADTs to come to Folsom Lake College. Kevin Pipkin, John Alexander, and Casey Boylan brought it, and it absolutely revolutionized our department. It took us from a clunky 36-unit, horrendous beast of a degree to one students actually want and can complete. So we're very excited about that, and a lot of the success we've had over the last 6 years is because of that ADT. And speaking of the comm team, when I became chair 6 years ago, long before Pathways was trendy or anyone had ever heard about Rob Johnstone, we sat down and said, how can we make it possible for students attending FLC Day, FLC Night, EDC, or Rancho to complete this new ADT in 2 years? And so we started scheduling, we call them the plates, because it's like 4 different plates spinning, and it's worked really, really well, as our data will show. But what it means is that Victoire goes out to Rancho in order to teach public speaking and oral interpretation or intercultural. It means that Angela has 3 or 4 different preps in 3 or 4 different modalities, all offered at the same time. So we're doing this, but it is a sacrifice for especially our full-timers, and so I want to thank them for their dedication to serving our students. And along with that goes our adjunct instructor teams. We have 10 adjunct instructors who are consistent and absolutely fabulous. Because of my Senate involvement and Casey's union involvement, more than half of our classes are taught by adjuncts, and we would not have the success and retention rates that we do if it were not for these absolutely amazing folks. And they also have been great. For example, if we have the oral interp class, which is Victoire's baby, okay, and we push that tonight so that our night students can take that class. She may or may not want to teach a class at night, so one of our adjuncts. And so that class might only come up every few years, and our adjuncts have been great about stepping in, taking on a new prep in order to accommodate our students at the centers and at night, which has been just great. We want to thank admin for giving us FTE. In 6 years, our department has grown by 50%. We went from about 4.0 FTE to 6.0 FTE, and that's because we keep bugging them. They very kindly keep throwing FTE our way. We really try to use it wisely and well, and so that's been great. And we have to thank the foundation and the theater department for the comm lab. The foundation paid for it, the theater department built it. If you've never checked it out, it's like stepping back in time. It's like sitting in Winston Churchill's war room. It's absolutely, there's a fireplace in there. I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm. All right, so it's really cool. Check it out if you ever get a chance. So in terms of our accomplishments, I'm gonna let you talk about some bullet points. Just have fun.
Okay. So our classes do fill, and we do keep and retain the students, and they do well, and they graduate. So we have high success and retention rates. We've graduated our people, so an increase in awards. And I know I send my students to the comm lab, and it's a really great process. And for those of you who don't know about the comm lab, all that means is we have an iPad set up in there. They can come in, they can record themselves, send themselves files, and learn from that process in the comm lab. And as Paula said, I'm now doing the comm 305 oral interpretation class. And when they talked to me about taking this class, I was like, I don't know. And now I'm like, can I teach 5 of these every semester? I love it. And it's a performance class. So the students learn how to not only make a speech, which is a whole separate idea, but how to interpret other people's work and perform it.
And she's not going to brag about herself, but this is the only class in the ADT that meets arts and humanities requirement. So we developed it a couple of years ago, and none of us in the department were really like, okay, we're experts here, yay. So Christmas came early, basically, when Victoire got hired. For those of you who don't know, she's a famous spoken word poet. And so what she brings to this class, we now have like groupies and folks following her around the table. So it's been absolutely fabulous for the campus, and so we're real happy about that. And then a few years ago, again, I forgot to say thanks to the sabbatical committee for giving us a sabbatical to hop into the CSU General Education Committee online delivering oral communication pilot, which Angela and I got into this thinking, oh, we should check this out and maybe break it. We're not too sure how we feel about online oral comm. and we got into it and started playing around with Skype and Zoom and Skype for Business and these various platforms. And the technology has caught up, and it not only works, it works really well. We have some early data. Our time is up. It's pretty promising for DI populations as well as public listening that we're very excited about. And we're the first college in the district and one of only 5 currently. Well, it was 5, now it's 14 that are offering online oral comm classes. They closed, which means full class and full wait list within about 45 minutes of registration opening. So they're pretty popular. And then in terms of our barriers and needs, you can't even say the word transfer without completing your golden 4. You gotta do the writing class, you gotta do a quantitative reasoning class, you gotta do an oral comm class. And we, even with all the help that admin has given us over the years with FTE, we're still woefully behind. And I did count Psych 330 as one, I did not forget you, as one of the quantitative reasoning classes in terms of how many we're offering. We are working very hard to get more instructors trained in the online. Angela has been given President's Reassigned Time to offer an academy. So we are opening that up to our adjuncts, to folks in the district, to students at Sac State. So people who would like to come and learn how to teach online communication to our standards, not just teach it, but teach it well. She'll be offering an academy for folks. We're hoping for a cohort of 10, or she's doing 2 short-term sections, hopefully 10 in each one, because we need folks to come and do that.
And I think I'm qualified.
Are you
I
ready
think
to
I'm
roll?
one of the people, yeah. Well, I'm on the,
Are you doing the board?
I'm doing the hybrid.
Oh, awesome. Super. Okay, and then we anticipate, as Los Rios moves into this online consortium thing, we're anticipating an insane demand of online oral comm classes. So gearing up for that is our biggest challenge. And any questions?
I told the vice presidents last week when we were arguing over how many full-time positions we're going to get, and by the way, we're going to get another one in communication studies this next year, that we were going to eat their online lunch.
Okay, so the pressure's on.
Pressure's on.
No, we get hate mail from the curriculum committee season better than anybody. A lot of our colleagues in the district are super sketched out about what we're doing, and we've done a live stream at American River. We've done workshop. You know, we've said, hey, we will come to you. We will show you. We were skeptical too, and it not only works, it actually works pretty well. There's some really neat things that are coming out of this, and it's not terribly difficult to do. Yeah, there's some special concerns and so on and so forth, but it's doable, and we'd be happy to show you. And we've gotten a great deal of resistance from our colleagues in the district, and they're not pleased that students are flocking to that class. So, any other questions about comm and media studies? And yes,
Just a question. I
of course you did.
And so again, lots of kudos. You're doing amazing work. The success rate is higher than the college wide average, so 81% for the most recent. You're doing a lot of really great things. I have a question though. One of the things you said about the productivity was a little bit less than the college productivity because half of your courses are capped at 30 students.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want it to be capped at 30 students, or are you? Yes.
Oh no. Each student, in order for the oral comm class to transfer to the CSU, each student has to do 22 minutes of evaluated speaking time. And so with 30 times 22, you guys can do the math. We're able to do that. And you guys know this working here, our students don't drop. I asked people, I was like, what, okay, why this number? It's a pretty high one for a public speaking class. And they're like, oh, well, you know, the attrition rates in most public speaking classes are, you know, they're abysmal. So you might start with 30, but end with 18, 20. I'm like, y'all never been to Folsom Lake College because they're tenacious little boogers. We start with 30. It's not unusual to end with 29 or 30, possibly because getting the class is a blood sport, but they hang on, and so we don't see a lot of folks. But of course that creates some stress for us because we still have 30 kids giving speeches at the end of the semester, so I've never done IBA training because I can't get away because I got students giving speeches. So it is pressure. And we have, just a quick brag, our awards have gone up. If you've ever wondered, does this scheduling thing work? Does this pathway thing? I'm telling you, it does. When we started doing these course sequences to accommodate the students, we went, if you looked at the 6 years prior, our last program review cycle, I think we gave 3 degrees in 6 years. The last 6 years, I can't remember the number, but it's 140, it's up there. And that's Common English and the ADT. We've given out quite a few degrees. this past year, we did 33, the year before that, 40. I mean, so the number of degrees has grown astronomically. When the classes are available, they go to those programs. So we've had a lot of, and our certificate program, we did 2 6 years ago, we did 24 last year, so that's like 1,200% increase, something like that. It's insane. It's awesome. And so it's pretty exciting for us. And we look forward to doing more great stuff. Although we joke in our department that we will know that Pathways is successful when we start losing students. Because we believe that a lot of students come to us because they don't have better options or better pathways. And so we're hopeful, sort of, that our numbers will actually decrease as students have better pathways across the college. It might be something that they're even more interested in. Any other, we've got to be close to being out of time. We can feel it. We got the